What is going on YouTube? It's Sankey and we are back with another one. Alright, so in this drop I'm coming at you with a couple of plays to pick up next week in the markets, but before I get this show on the road, if you'd like to help out the channel by hitting that like button, and if you're new and you're looking to change your future financially using the stock market, join the movement by hitting that subscribe. So it's the weekend. You guys know I never take my eye off the ball when it comes to these markets. I'm always out there looking for the opportunities. That being said, I've got a couple of plays I'm going to put on your radar ahead of next week so you guys are able to better navigate these markets. I know it's testing times out there, but I'm here to support you guys daily on your journey. Now's the time to be continually building out those portfolios, whether that is dollar cost averaging down on those quality plays or adding new quality plays to your portfolio, bringing in a new dynamic, getting some diversity there. So I've got a jam-packed one for you in this drop, so do make sure you stick this one all the way through for me. Alright guys, you know what time it is. Let's get ready for the first one. So our first one, that's Pinterest, ticker symbol PINS, currently standing at $76. If you guys remember just the other day when they were trading in the 85, I said now's your time to take profit if you wish to do so, because I see some short-term volatility coming in that stock price. Here we have it. You saw the pullback in Friday's trading session down almost 10%. However, I want you guys to ignore the red on this one. It's just open up a good entry point to load up on this play if you missed them the first time round. That's why I said, despite the storm, despite the volatility that's going on in the market, the benefit right now is it gives you guys that second opportunity to grab that play you couldn't get the first time round. You guys know I like this one in the low 70s, that's $71, $72 before considering making an entry on this play to ensure we can maximize your returns when they start to climb up. Now this one is seeing some volatility at the moment because they are announcing their earnings in just a couple of days time. That's in 2 weeks time, so I'm gonna make sure that's on your radar. Now we're expecting a slight pullback in their earnings, but they're still very good growth numbers year on year. So it's not to be looked over. This is still a quality play, so I'm gonna bring them back on your radar. This is a play of a lot of room to continue running because we know they're on their international expansion mission at the moment. They're securing deals in Latin America, Europe's on their radar as well, and they're already doing good things in the US. So they've got a lot of different avenues and different directions they can take the business. So this is one I want to put on your radar ahead of next week. As I say guys, entry on this one is in the low 70s. That's $71, $72. Catch them that, we pull the trigger on this play. So the next play I've got for you, that's DraftKings, ticker symbol DKNG, currently standing $57.99. Now this one's come down over the week, but I don't want you guys to see that red and panic. See it as an opportunity to grab this play at a cheaper price, at a discount. This is a quality play doing big things, firing on all cylinders, as I like to say. Right now, guys, you've got to understand the market isn't letting most of these growth plays fly right now. It's got its chains on these growth plays, and until those chains snap, those plays are going to continue to consolidate. But when we catch them at support, as I say, it just opens up a good entry to grab these ones on the cheap. Now, I want to tell you guys, this one has made another partnership I want to put on your radar. So it's one of the official sponsors for the NFL. And this is just one of several partnerships this play's made over the last couple of weeks and months. I already told you guys about the UFC, told you about the WWE. This play is flying when it comes to hitting their business objectives. So when I see that stock price moving in a different direction to where the actual business is going, it's an opportunity, guys. You just have to be brave while the others are fearful. So when you guys to consider loading up on this one next week in the markets now. And if we check out the charts, you can see this one's trading bang on support at $58. And they've hit this mark several times over the last couple of weeks, showing there's good support there. And going into next week's trading sessions, I expect them to rebound off support. In any case, even if the market wants to perform a hit job on us, I need you guys to set your stop limits on this one at $55. Now this one's benefiting from that momentum in legalization across states, increasing the revenue generating potential for our play. And we know they've got strong guidance numbers for this year of $1 billion in revenue. They're going to utilize their partnerships to hit that mark. So the next play I've got for you, that's Clean Energy Fuels, ticker symbol CLNE. This is one of those few energy players that are able to weather the storm in the market right now. As you can see, support holding up well around that $11 mark. So good entry is opening up on this play where they're currently standing at $11.15. This is a play with strong investor conviction off the back of strong revenue numbers, a good position within that RNG space, and to top it off, they're making big partnerships with companies like BP for big projects down the line. So it's another play I want to put on your radar ahead of next week. Let's talk about how we can level up as investors. So I'm going to talk to you about catching a falling knife. Now, a lot of you started to reach out to me and ask, should you load up on certain plays? So I want to ensure you guys understand this. Catching a falling knife is like when you're seeing a play fall down, you go and load up on it, but it continues this fall. So I want you guys to understand why a lot of plays are starting to fall in these markets right now. And a lot of it is due to weak financials or weaker or uncertain growth prospects with these plays. So certain plays, I've spoken about them before, that you guys shouldn't buy right now. Those plays that I mentioned, they have a weaker financials and very high valuations. So this means that the investors are pulling the money out of because of these sky high valuations and not enough going on in the business to justify those values. So that's why I say you guys don't want to be catching these falling knives. Even when you're seeing some of your plays drop down 10%, you guys got to understand and ensure that they're based off good fundamentals. Like the plays that I put on your radar today. Those are plays that they are not falling knives because they're holding firm at their support, and they've been doing so right throughout this market volatility. So guys, you got to ensure that when you're jumping onto these plays have their financials in check. Now I want to touch on skills, because skills, they're one of the anomalies to this. We know skills have got good numbers, good cash balance, good forecast moving forward. One of the reasons why skills is falling at the moment is because the investors are being tough on these SPAC plays, but also it wasn't long ago skills made a fumble and accidentally announcing they're exercising warrants when apparently they weren't. So I think this is still on investors' minds, and so they're getting the treatment that Golden Nugget did when it was exercising its warrants. We saw that stock price come down to the warrant price. So that's why we're seeing that Skills stock price come down. It's got nothing to do with the actual business. This is a good business in a good space that's going to continue to grow moving forward. It's just turbulent times for the business. So right now, Skills is in that category of falling knife. So you guys want to ensure before you load up on Skills, you wait for it to find its floor, wait for it to find its support before making an entry, before it starts to make its climb. Now, what you guys got to bear in mind is stock market overreaction is a real thing that we see all the time in these markets. Case in point, take a Lovesac for example. I told you they crushed their earnings, did everything they needed to do to warrant an increase in that stock price. However, on the day we saw that stock price come down 10%. Now, that short-term movement in the stock price would have caused a lot of people to panic sell out their positions. Guess what? The very next day, that stock was up 10% back into the 70s. So as I say, that short-term price movement doesn't tell the full picture of how the business is actually performing. And what you need to focus on is the actual business. So when you guys to take that perspective and apply it to the plays that are in your portfolio. So if you've been rocking with the channel, you know what time it is. Now this question comes from BT, says, Sankey, why only are small cap stocks down and most big caps have almost fully recovered? So let's dive into it. Now this question plays into the rotation of funds around the markets that I teach you guys about. So it's not all at the same time. We should expect the large cap, mid cap, small cap, crypto even to start popping off. Things move in cycles. So once you guys are able to get your head around that, you're going to be able to understand what's going on more easily. Now we know the bond yields are rising. There was inflationary fears, panic selling, causing money to be pulled out of the markets. Now money's flowing back into the markets. It's flowing into these safe haven plays like the large caps. But what you guys got to know is valuations there now are starting to balloon, and they themselves could see a corrective move. The investors, they're always looking for value, always looking for growth, and they will target these growth plays since they've been beaten down. That is why we've been grabbing these plays on the cheap, loading up our positions, ready for the climb in these prices. It's all about thinking ahead. But once you guys get your head around the rotation of funds around the markets, as I say, moves like this, you guys will be able to digest more easily. Alright guys, so that wraps things up. If you'd like to help out the channel, do hit the like button, and if you're new, join the movement by hitting that subscribe. Also, check out link down below to the Discord where you can connect with like-minded individuals. Now, as we progress through the rest of the weekend, you guys know I'm packing the heat to ensure you guys are prepped and ready for next week in the markets. So I'll catch you on the next one.